Chris John for CozyPop.com, and this is Prison Architect PlayStation 4 Edition. It is the PlayStation 4 edition of Prison Architect, a game where you architect prisons. Oops. Really, you're a prison warden in this game. I don't know why they call it Prison Architect, but hey, you can kind of just be an architect if you want and design a prison and not have to worry about management. But really, basically in layman's terms, this is one of those old sim management games that you used to like in the 90s. Do you remember like SimCity and Theme Park and a bunch of other stuff? But this time it's about prison. I'll show you my prison. It's rubbish. Got a rubbish prison that I've only just started. This game was out on PC for quite a long time. I will halt time so I can show you my thing. There we go. It's pretty dirty, my prison, you can see here. Pretty dirty. But if I let's see here, prison running, you can hire some staff. I should really hire a cleaner, a janitor here, but as it turns out, that's locked off to me. I need to actually unlock cleaning from bureaucracy. Where is the bureaucracy screen? I can't remember. It's been a little while. This game isn't out on PS4 until this coming week, as I record this on June the 29th. I want to say that. Yeah, that makes sense. No, 28th. 28th to be the Tuesday. Oh, good grief. Yes, the game isn't actually out until then. But the good people at the developers and the people that are handling the PR here for Prison Architects have given us at KaijuPop a copy a good like 3 weeks in advance. So I've been dabbling around with this, and they was like, oh, I don't have to bother playing it for a little while now. I've just come back to my prison being an absolute mess. Look at it. So you kind of start off and you can do whatever you like, but you need to have a holding cell for your people. They need to have beds. You set up the room by sort of drawing things. So I think like I've got a pile of laundry setting up, lingering there. So I should really make a laundry room. So let's do that, shall we? And you can see how we build things. So I'm going to hit left to go into there. And then we're going to go, I can choose just a quick setup room, which is quite handy if you're just into, oh fuck it, I just want to sort of build something and have it go. Or if you don't want to do that, then you can make a structure and then sort of build based on that, and then you sort of draw using the stick like that, and then you can build rooms that way. But I'm going to cancel that job, and instead I'm just going to go for the boring route here of making a pre-built room. Here we go. Let's see here. Nope. A laundry room is what I want. Yard, visitation, yard. Let's build a yard though. I really need a laundry room, but let's make a yard. Let's make a yard, shall we? There we go. So you do that, and then it will say, oh, there's some things that this yard needs before it's a yard. So then you hit square and it tells you what it wants. So it has to be big enough, and it has to be behind a door. It has to be secure. So we're going to put in some fencing around the outside, because otherwise my guys could just walk out of there, which wouldn't be a particularly good idea. There's my fellas in there. And yards have a positive effect, by the way, of sort of upping their certain needs. The prisoners need certain things. They need a certain level of hygiene, which I imagine I'm falling well behind on right now. They need food, obviously, and they need a certain degree of entertainment before they go insane. And then some prisoners have certain issues. They might have drug dependencies, things like that, and you can enroll them into addiction programs and things like that if you like. So let's go here. So there's a kind of, it's interesting generally in the push-pull, and I will in a second show you the story mode that is sort of the heart of the tutorial here, and then that will kind of help you understand that. There's an interesting sort of push-pull with this game, almost excuse me, objects. I need a door. Nope. Rooms. Nope. Flooring. Nope. Walls and doors. There we go. Perimeter wall. Nope. Door. Jail door there, so I can put a jar there, and then I can go out and get into the thing. But I mean, you're drilling down with everything you make in terms of just lights and things like that. Everything needs power and stuff. But what was I looking for? I need to get into bureaucracy, don't I? I should probably just set time moving here. The time moves reasonably slowly. You can speed that up if you want. You may go really fast. Yeah, and you're queuing up all of these actions, but I can choose to prioritize making the yard or prioritize making the door. If I want prioritize that job, probably don't want to prioritize that job until the yard's done, otherwise my jailbirds will just walk away over here. So yes, bureaucracy, because my place is disgusting. It's disgusting. What gets me to cleaning? So this is sort of the upgrade tree. I've hired a warden. I unlock the entire bureaucracy system. Like all administrators, I require an office to work in. He's got an office, I've got that. But what do we need? We need cleaners is what we need. Prison, policy, psychology, armory, tasers. You can do all of that stuff. Legal, what was I supposed to get? Bank loan, extra grant, no. Finance, health, education, maintenance. That's what we want. There we go. So you pay for that, and then that takes a certain amount of in-game time. Let me squinch up here. 51 minutes of in-game time to unlock the ability to get me some cleaners. And tell you what, let's add in a few stuff here. We always want... do we want legal? Nah, we don't. Probably not good, is it? Let's micromanage a little bit. That's always good. Right. Prison, control, punishments, and nutrition. Let's also do that. Okay, so that will be fun. I like, as I was going to say, I like the kind of human elements of this game. So there is an interesting push-pull that the story explores, which is about just the prison industry, the fact that it's, you know, profiteering, and in the sort of story mode as we'll see, there's this thing of, well, we're profiting on keeping people in the prison, and things like that, and that's cool. I like the sort of, it's very story light, but the fact that there are narratives to be had within the game, and I can actually follow, I can look at each individual file of everybody here. So this guy is actually in a shitty position. You know, everybody's got a little bio, so we can see he's got a wife, he's got a dad, he's got a daughter, but he's in here. What's he convicted for? He pleaded guilty for 1 year, 3 years for indie video game piracy, 7 years for burglary, and again for piracy, 2 years. Holy moly! Good grief. That's pretty strict there. But I like that there's, you know, little individual human stories to be found with everybody here, and that is really cool. The big question whenever I think you get yay, let's hire some cleaners. The big question when you get janitors, no, I can't hire a janitor yet. Cleaning from, oh, what? Cleaning from the bureaucracy scheme. Didn't I do that, or was that maintenance? Blomp. Let's go back a little bit. Here we go. Cleaning. Oh, maintenance, clones. Cleaning's up there. Jeez, holy moly. My prison is filthy. It's just filthy. Unlocks clones to rapidly duplicate areas. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Right, okay, good. Okay. offshore tax haven. I like the idea of that. Yeah, so there is this idea of like the prison industry keeping people in for profit. This is a happy prison though right now. He's getting away. He's getting away. Get him. Get him. You get him. Get him. Go here. Get. Oh crap. Ah damn it. That's no good at all. You two are good. Stay there. He's going as well. He's got get away get away. Oh shite. I'm not very good at prison. How did he get out? It's because this door's open. Two prisoners have escaped today. This is day 4 in this game. Holy moly. Toggle mode. Locked open? No, locked shut. That's probably what you want to do, is lock the door and shut. Oh, these two are okay. What are you in for, Nathan Meyer? Father. Oh, he's got father. Right. He pleaded not guilty to aggravated assault. You might be okay. You never know. Wayne Hoffman. Behavior 8 hours without incident. It's pretty good. It's not bad, is it? Money laundering. Yeah, you got to keep your money clean. I don't see anything wrong with that. Oh, yard missing items. What are we missing? Behind at least one door. That's the problem, innit? That's the problem. Let's build a wall around the yard. That's probably what we should do. Yeah. Walls. Perimeter wall. Let's extend that out a little bit. There we go. Ching. Yeah, I'll get my sentence out eventually. Yes, the story concerns itself with profiteering in the prison industry and the rights of the people, the rights of your prisoners, as opposed to the sort of financial aspect of keeping the prison afloat, which is quite interesting. Whenever you have this kind of a game come to console, this kind of very sort of slow-paced, I don't want to say strategic, but kind of a godlike sim style game, there's always a question of, I should really hire people to work in that canteen, you know? Do you think prison running, of how it handles on a control pad? And you know, it's all right. That's the answer. As opposed to, I was dabbling a little bit with Tropico recently on console, and that was a real mess of trying to remember where the nested menus are and this kind of thing. Yeah, it's okay. You've got that constant reminder down the bottom of where your core menus are for construction, prison running, seeing your reports. So I can see what my things need, but I need to research the ability to actually see some of that stuff. And the sort of management of the prison in general, and these sort of open up and unlock as we go. Or I can deal with any emergencies that pop out. So I can bring in an ambulance, I can respond to a situation, which I really should have done when those 2 people got away earlier on. Or I can authorize armed guards, who I fortunately don't have, to use lethal force if I want. So we can do that. So yeah, it's reasonably easy to get around, but it's a little bit complicated sometimes, and it gets really complicated when I'll tell you how it gets really complicated. Let me exit here. There we go. Let's save and exit there if I want. Here we go. It gets really pretty complicated when we go into some of the more difficult situations that pop up. So I'm going to go into prison stories here. The prison stories is a loose sort of tutorial. These are tutorial missions that drop you into certain scenarios, and in fact, actually, if you just like start a game, then there's all sorts of different slots that you can, different ways you can tinker with things. So I can just be an architect if I want, or I can take a pre-built prison and do what I want with all of this stuff and keep it running. So it's very, very sort of intricate and cool and interesting. There's 26 prisons here, which I think is up on the PC version. They've lumped an expansion in towards. That's rad. There you go. You allow prisoners to relax, play peaceful watches, or you keep them locked in the windowless room. Yeah, which is rad. It's got all the levels of customization that you might want, which is awesome if you've got the time to invest. And this is one of those games where it takes a ton of investment, and you could get really wrapped up in this game, which is a good thing if you have that level of time. I personally don't, but these tutorial bits are where like there is a narrative thread through these 5 missions, but it kind of teaches you how to play the game as you go. And the issue I'm having, or the issue I have here isn't the way that it's presented, but the way some parts of the game are handled, and the way that the actual tutorials themselves and the objectives are laid out here. So let's jump into this one. Which I got to the end of this mission and I just got so frustrated I had to give up on it. In this scenario, 2 people have died because there be riots going on. When you're... actually, no, I want to start this level from the beginning. Because I was in control of this stuff and then it kind of all got out of control. And basically, nobody is rioting in this prison, but where the game is fucked up is that you have a to-do list. And I have done everything they asked me to do. I basically recaptured this block. I poured through everything here, and yet the game is not advancing for whatever reason. It's sometimes more picky or not entirely clear what it is it wants you to do in order to advance. But hey, never mind. Let's restart this stage from the beginning. Can I restart this stage from the beginning? Exit without saving? No. Save and exit? No. Maybe not. Basically, the deal here is that there was a riot going on, and when riots go on, then you have to deal with individual control of units and of guards. Normally, guards just kind of do their own thing. You can set them routines. You can make them do certain things. I think something's happening again. Oh, no. No. Seems alright. Seems alright. It's when the sections are red that we need to worry. But, yeah, there are instances where you need to specifically direct people. You need to highlight things, highlight the people, and then tell them to go. And they should go, but they don't go. They're not going. Go there. They're not going. It's really awkward. It is really ludicrously awkward, because even though you can zoom in, it's very difficult to sort of select this guy and say go here. And sometimes he did it, but those riot guards earlier on, they didn't fucking do it. These people seem to be in a rush. You should... Oh, he's dead. That's probably not a good idea. Dear. But yeah, it's really unclear, and it's very, very indistinct. And that weird fire is really loud in the mix. It's bizarre at times in terms of how the game controls and handles and how you select units, and sometimes you're supposed to flip through them using the shoulder buttons, but that doesn't really work either. And at any rate, I appear to have done everything that this mission has required of me, but I've calmed the riot down. It was a real mess at one point. Crikey. But yeah, the game's not moving forward for me for whatever reason, so that stinks. And everybody seems to be running. That's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good thing. That's probably not good. I'm going to assume that's not good. Anyway, well, never mind. Yes, but I do enjoy the way that this stuff, and we're not going to see any advancement because like the game seems to be stuck here, and it's not going to let me start over from the beginning, I don't think. Maybe it does. Maybe there's an option to just start a mission from the start. Oh, new game. Okay. Sorry, my bad. I'll show you the start of this mission just to show you how confusing and irritating the unit control is. Basically, the deal here is that there's a riot and you have to deal with it. But what I like is these sort of little pop-up illustrated snapshots, Polaroids that come into the game, and that's how the narrative is conveyed. And it brings across this sort of conspiracy story of covering up things and prison corruption and things like that, which is rad. And it's also these snapshots are in stark contrast to the way the rest of the game looks. You know, I like the fact that these scenes can get incredibly grisly at certain points and very, very graphic. Whereas in the actual game, everybody's like these dinky, cute guys, and there you go, there's a guy burning to death. So like, I really like that contrast. I really enjoy that contrast. But when we actually get going, the negotiator's going to pull out here. When we actually get going into this sort of situation, the game ceases to be about just general management of things and building and construction, which is perfectly fine, and then it becomes okay, let's see, direct a unit, so you have to hold them over and then you go move here, and then it will be, if there's just a regular guard in amongst these guys, the SWAT team, then everything will just stop moving. And the way that their pathfinding works is that one thing will be in the way and they'll just not go somewhere, or they'll take the most absurd path around to a certain objective. So you have to do what I'm doing here and just like make them move to within about 3 feet of their noses and then go again. And you know, there'll be parts where, because it seems here, right, why are you going back? Why? Just go down here through this door and up. But nope, they're not going to do that, because for some reason I can't move to this spot, but I can move to this spot. I suppose because there's a fence there, but it's just not. But I can't go through here, even though I don't even. This riot stuff, commanding separate units, let alone the fact that if there was a regular guard in amongst here, he'd be a nightmare to try and direct. But this is, this stuff is just bollocks, and it's a shame because the story that drives it is actually really interesting. So basically, I would say screw that. If you're lucky, you might manage through these bits, and then like the game will actually let you finish, unlike what it did with me. Although this is a pre-release build, to be fair, so maybe they've ironed out a little bit of an issue there, but. No, what is the main sort of meat and two veg of the game is in the actual designing of prisons, the maintaining of prisons, and this kind of thing. And I think like that's super rad. Let's start just a really stupidly built up prison, Paradise City. I have the Storm Mercury, the Iron Storm Mercury. This situation in the prison isn't always calm. So like these situations will give you a certain level of difficulty and things like that, and you can start how much money you get at the beginning, that kind of thing. You know, so yes, prison gangs, all sorts of stuff. I love the massively in-depth simulation that it is, and obviously on PC this was a huge success with the sort of that sort of player, the sort of player that would spend hours and hours on SimCity or whatever, and it just isn't something that I personally have the time for, but it is super good. This canteen needs something. There are no prisoners assigned to eat at this canteen. Let's assign you to eat at this canteen. Options. Biography. Convictions. Experience. Yeah, so I mean they can work things. I can choose to punish him if I like. To lock down or whatever. Solitary confinement or whatever. I can do all of that stuff. The fact that you can just do a bunch of shit is really kind of everything that you think, you know, you can do based on having seen, I don't know, Orange is the New Black or whatever, you can do in this game, pretty much. And it's pretty good. I would never have the time or the patience to make something this big. But even if you do have the time and the patience to make something this big and you think, oh, I'm done with it now, then what you can do as well is log on to the World of Wardens, which requires a special ID sign up because you put in your email address or whatever, but then you can share your prison with other people and download their prisons and mess about with it, and holy moly, there's a crap ton of stuff in this game. So yeah, that's all really good. Skip the prison stories stuff. Try and read up online, have a look at wikis for how to handle the game. But, well, I don't know. I'm not even sure if skip the prison story stuff, but, you know, get to a certain point, enjoy the presentation of it, but maybe not expect it to be the best at teaching you stuff. But yeah, actually playing the game is just really neat. It's a really neat little sandbox, and it's well worth checking out if you're into sims of this nature. But yeah, it's definitely something that requires a lot of time to be put into it. And as a console port, it's decent. You know, I mean, like some things, like some parts of the text are a little bit too small or whatever to really make out on a TV screen. And as I said, some like the individual unit control, I'm not even sure that stuff would be that much better with a mouse, quite frankly. It seems to be just a bit of a mess, that sort of aspect of the game, but hopefully you'll just make a lovely, peaceful, happy prison, won't you, eh? You won't be abusive to your inmates at all, and then you won't have to deal with riots, in theory. Anyway, Prison Architect PlayStation 4 edition, it is out this week on the PlayStation 4. If you like, ChrisJohn for CodyPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.